From the tank on the campus of the College of Staten Island, CSI Sportsnet presents NCAA Division II women's basketball coverage live on the ECC network. Tonight's matchup features the Redhawks of Roberts Wesleyan College taking on the College of Staten Island Dolphins. Good evening, everybody. My name is Joe Foreman alongside Nick Durst. And Nick, both of these teams coming in off of a loss in their last game. The Dolphins trying to bounce back from now 2 straight losses, as we also saw them lose here at home in their last game.
Yeah, Joe, and the home games left are limited. This is actually, believe it or not, the last night of home games this season. Well, one more home game at the end of the year on a Saturday, but the last weeknight, so hopefully the Fanatics get out here tonight and support the Dolphins. But Dolphins coming off a rough loss to Malloy last game, and now they're dropped to 5-14 on the year and only 3-8 in the ECC. So not ideal here, but looking to hopefully finish the season strong and get back on the right track here at home.
One player who certainly appears well on her way to finishing the season strong is Gia Esposito. We have seen her knock down some huge shots throughout the year. She has gotten it done from beyond the arc. Sometimes she has come off of the Dolphins bench. Other games she has been in the Dolphins starting lineup. It seems that no matter how head coach Nicole Sarcone chooses to use her, she comes through for this Dolphins offense.
Gia has been money this season, hence her nickname G-Money, and she was lights out again off the bench in the last game, dropping 15 points, 5 for 9 shooting, 4 for 8 and 3-point percentage. And her last home game here, where the Dolphins won, she was a great part. She was a great part of the victory, and she had a tremendous post-game interview right here on CSI Sportsnet.
Thank you for correcting me, Nick. I was about to correct that myself, I promise. The Dolphins did win their last home game. It was the men who suffered a defeat here at home last time. But for the Dolphins now, they're looking to avoid a 2-game losing streak tonight after dropping their last game against Malloy this past weekend. And Nick, once again, the Dolphins offense really struggled shooting the basketball.
Absolutely. And Ashley Lambert, who just celebrated her birthday this week, happy birthday, Ashley. She has been leading the way for this team scoring-wise this season. In that game, the loss to Malloy, the Dolphins were held to only 39 points, and she only scored 11. And overall, the team's field goal percentage was not good, only 24.1%.
Esposito and Lambert combined to account for 26 of CSI's 39 points in that game. Of course, Ashley Lambert remains CSI's leading scorer, but she is not the only player in double figures for the College of Staten Island.
Absolutely not, Joe. This season, Janelise Alarcon has been tremendous. Many call her the EST of the ECC, multi-time Rookie of the Week, multi-time Player of the Week. She's averaging 10.8 points per game and 9.3 rebounds per game. Every time we see her here on this home court in the tank, it seems like she's dropping 15 to 20 rebounds. So she has been tremendous on both sides of the court this season for the Dolphins.
I would love to get those home and road splits for Alarcon, because you're absolutely right, Nick. It seems we are on double-double watch at the end of the first half. Right. Every game Alarcon has played here at home, as you mentioned, a multiple-time East Coast Conference Rookie of the Week. Janelise Alarcon has been huge for the College of Staten Island this season. But if CSI is going to pick up a win tonight, they are going to depend upon the 3-point shooting of Esposito and Lambert, both of whom have shot it very well from beyond the arc.
Yeah, Joe, I mentioned earlier, Lambert leading the team in points, 11.1 points per game, 37.0% from the field. So pretty good number there as far as three-pointers go. She at 36%. And beyond this, we saw in the last victory when Christina Arvelo was left open in the corner. She's going to knock down those big threes. LaFara has the capability to knock down big threes as well. This team can make the threes. It's just a matter of, are they going to get behind the games? And when they do get ahead, are they going to continue to be aggressive? Because what we have seen so far this season for the Dolphins is fouls come into play big time for them, and their key players go to the bench. And if they could stop the turnovers, they're shooting from the three-point range to propel them to victory.
And getting to the free throw line has been huge for this Dolphins team and their victories all season long. But very quickly, we will turn our attention to CSI's opponent tonight, the Redhawks of Roberts Wesleyan College. They come in 10-8 on the season, 7-5 in the East Coast Conference. As I mentioned at the top of the show, they also suffered a defeat in their last game.
Yeah, they lost to D'Youville. We've seen plenty of D'Youville this season here for the Dolphins, but two teams now coming into the game off a loss, both going to be really hungry for victory. Dolphins are doing really well prior to that loss. Same thing for their opponents, the Redhawks. So we'll see who comes out victorious tonight.
It was a big game for Georgia Haverlock against the Saints. back this past weekend. She had 19 points, but just as the Dolphins did in their game against Malloy, this Redhawks team really struggled shooting the basketball in their last game as well.
Yeah, only 32% from the field. On the season, they're a little better, though, 39% from the field.
And they will need to be better than that 32%, certainly tonight, against this Dolphins team, as starting lineups are about to be introduced. The national anthem is about to be played here at the Tank, so Nick and I will step aside and take a break. When we come back, NCAA Division II women's basketball, the College of Staten Island takes on Roberts Wesleyan College.
The Kettle Black on Staten Island, a top 5 wing joint in America by Food and Wine magazine. Serving daily lunch and dinner at the bar or on the floor. Perfect for family and group parties with top shelf drink and delicious food. From great times with good friends. Live sports and watch parties. To Staten Island's hottest nightlife. The Kettle Black features live music and DJs weekly. The Kettle Black features daily and nightly food and drink specials. The best Staten Island has to offer is at the Kettle Black. We'll see you there at the Kettle Black, located on 415 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
And we are back from the Tank. Joe Foreman alongside Nick Durst. And Nick, we did come back from break just a bit later than expected, but I think wisely so, as Andrew Rotundo, our great public address announcer, blaring over the public address system right now. So you and I waited until he was finished, and now, very quickly, you have the starting lineups for both teams ahead of tonight's tip-off.
All right, Joe, here we go. Very quickly indeed. First, for Roberts Wesleyan and their team, their starting 5. Number 3, Danielle DeCintio. Number 11, Georgia Haberlock. Number 13, Taryn Wilson. Number 23, Tony Nelly Primus. And number 25, Dimitra Jazani. And then for the Dolphins, real quick, Joe, number 2, Ashley Lambert. Number 3, Noemi Emisinghe. Number 13, Jenalise Alakai. Number 14, Lizzie Lafar. Number 24, G. Esposito. Esposito getting the start here, which is a change. Usually she's off the bench.
Dolphins have tinkered with that starting lineup quite a bit this season, as the first shot of the night is off the mark. That was Gazani on the attempt underneath, and the Dolphins quickly commit an early turnover. Here come the Redhawks back the other way. Feed underneath, and the bank shot is good by Georgia Haverlock.
Haverlock pop, dropped, and locked it there and knocked it in off the backboard. And the Redhawks take the lead, 2-0.
And we do apologize for the issues with our video right now, as our camera feed appears to be going in and out. So I will run up to the upper level during the next break and make sure that's taken care of, though we do appear to be good right now. I will closely monitor that and make sure it's corrected ahead of coming back from the next break. And the Dolphins with 2 quick turnovers in this game. That one no good once again underneath by Gazani on the kick out. The 3-pointer is off back rim and no good, rebounded by Masinghe.
So a very small bench tonight, Joe, for the Dolphins. Brianna Moore and Arvello, the only 2 off the bench, so everyone's going to log major minutes.
That's a good catch, Nick, as the Dolphins come into tonight's game very short-handed, but right there, Ashley Lambert buries the 3-pointer, and the Dolphins are on the board and have their first lead.
Lambert, as I mentioned in the pregame, just celebrated her birthday, so she's looking to have a big-time game, and she starts it off with a 3-pointer.
Dolphins lead 3-2. Stopping and popping there was Wilson. Her shot no good, and able to make the save was Wilson on her own miss. Now a mid-range jump shot attempted by Haverlock. That's off the mark and rebounded by Alarcon and the Dolphins.
Well, Joe, I actually misspoke about the bench because I see at the scorer's table, I didn't think to look there 30 seconds into the game. Gazmar and Kaya Johnson are looking to check in, so my mistake, didn't think to look at the scorer's table so quickly into the game, but they'll come in now, and LaFaro will head to the bench along with Alarcon.
Well, that was awfully quick, Nick, and I didn't think to look there either, so I can't blame you on that one. Dolphins do have 9 bodies available. That's our mistake, as between the two of us, we didn't catch 2 players waiting to check in. Gazmar and Johnson into the game as LaFaro and Alarcon take an early seat. Esposito's three is too strong, and that is rebounded by the Red Hawks, who look to push, and that's Wilson for three, no good, rebounded by Johnson. And once again, we do apologize for our video feed, as we'll need to head upstairs to get that taken care of during the break. So perhaps for now, maybe we can go with an alternate camera angle. We'll see. At least on this side of the floor, we do have a camera stationary. Whistle along the baseline, and Johnson stepped out of
bounds. Yeah, so not ideal there for the Dolphins.
Dolphins with another turnover early in this game, and turnovers were a big issue last time we covered basketball here at the Tank. Those turnovers continued to pile up for all the teams who competed on that night 1 week ago, and that was Kazani underneath, couldn't finish. The officials will confer, and we'll see what they decide here.
We'll see.
It's going to be Dolphins basketball.
We'll see if Jazani is able to really impact this game in the paint here. 6'3", very tall, the senior from Athens, Greece. And the Dolphins aren't used to going against too many people with that much height in the paint.
Dolphins working it around the perimeter, and that one is out of the reach of Gazmar. Another Dolphins turnover sends the Red Hawks on to the break. This is Wilson back up top. And now driving along the baseline and floating that shot up was Haverlock. And offensive foul was the call.
Well, Dolphins bench thought it was.
Red Hawks foul, number 11, Georgia.
Well, Dolphins bench is pumped up for that, but LaFaro's checking in here as we get to the bench. So head coach Sarkon being quick here with her substitutions and keeping everybody fresh.
Very interesting to see the Dolphins making such early substitutions in this game, especially sending two of their key players to the bench. LaFaro into the corner for Lambert. She will try another three, and that's short. Rebound goes to the Red Hawks, and here comes Wilson. And she will slow things down. We had substitutions for Roberts Wesleyan College as well, and that was Neely Primus underneath, banking that shot in.
Primus for two.
Nice job there by Primus. She wanted the ball down low, and Neely Primus is able to hook it in.
So we have Kaya Johnson of the Dolphins wearing number 4, and Nia Johnson wearing number 4 into the game for the Red Hawks. And that ball was headed right towards us, and a good thing the catch was made on that pass.
Well, we've seen you handle the ball quite a few times this season on Sportsnet.
We have.
How could we forget your awesome bounce pass to the official early on in the season?
Perhaps a season-defining bounce pass for the Sportsnet crew here at the commentary desk, as we have more substitutions entering the game for Roberts Wesleyan.
Joe, I'm certainly surprised to see Alarcon on the bench. She, unsurprisingly, does not look happy here. She played 1 minute so far in this game on the start.
This is Masinghe on the drive, and she's fouled underneath. And Noemia will head to the line for 2 shots, with the Dolphins trailing by 1.
Red Hawks foul, number 14, Grace.
And here comes Alarcon back onto the floor, Nick.
So Alarcon's going to check in, and Debbie Gazmar is going to head to the bench. Gazmar got some early minutes here.
Well, I mentioned the turnover issues for both sides. The Dolphins with 4, the Red Hawks with 3, as Masinghe misses the first free throw. But only 7 points scored in nearly 4.5 minutes in this first quarter, so neither side is shooting the ball well either. As Masinghe goes 1 of 2 from the stripe, score even at 4. DeCintillo handling the ball, and that pass was knocked away inside and stolen by the Dolphins. Neely Primus lost it around the rim. This is Johnson up to LaFaro, over to Masinghe, who's double-teamed. Johnson for Alarcon, who then is double-teamed, and Masinghe can't connect on the open jumper.
Both teams having trouble getting the shots falling right now.
Swarming defense there by the Red Hawks, as DeCintillo had a wide-open look from the left corner and couldn't hit. Red Hawks now 2 of 10 from the floor. Dolphins 1 of 5, so both teams shooting only 20% through the first 5 minutes plus, and with that whistle, we will have our first media timeout of the game. So, as I promised, I will head upstairs and get our camera issue sorted out. We head to break with the score even at 4:53 on the clock in the first quarter.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision, our heart, our drive, to achieve every goal we aim for, because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division II, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
And we're back here in the tank. Nick Durst along with Joe Foreman. And Joe has fixed our camera issue for the time being. Dolphins inbound the ball here out of the time out.
All right, it appears as if we have our camera issue sorted out, as you said, Nick. So thank you to Nick upstairs for working with me on that, as we have Nick Campisi upstairs on camera. Nick Durst seated to my right on commentary. Joe Foreman with you here from the College of Staten Island as the Redhawks throw that one away. That ball well over the head of the intended recipient, Nia Johnson. So the Dolphins will inbound following that turnover for Roberts Wesleyan. That is their fifth. Very sloppy first quarter so far. Our score even at 4 as we approach 4 minutes to play in the opening frame. This is Lambert from the left wing, and that is way short, but Alarcon is there for the offensive board and the lay-in.
4-4, no more. As we approach 4 minutes here, Alarcon gets the rebound, lays it up and in. The Dolphins now have 6 points, a 6-4 game, Joe. Still very low scoring.
Inside of 4 minutes to play in the opening quarter now is posting up and throwing up an air ball was Neely Primus. Dolphins get the rebound and head back the other way. LaFaro for Lambert, and Masinge had it knocked away. It will remain CSI basketball as we have 2 Redhawks substitutions coming out onto the floor.
Yeah, Jazani is going to check back in the game, and I believe Emily Palmer has checked in as well. Out there along with Taryn Wilson.
And that was thrown off the bottom of the rim by Gazani.
Nia Johnson also on the court, and Danielle DeCinthio still running the point.
Dolphins dribbling around the perimeter here. This is Johnson. Handoff to LaFaro. Now Lambert. Masinge in the corner. Deep two-pointer is good from Noemi Masinge.
Masinge showing off the range there from the corner and is able to knock it in. And that shot there is off the mark by Taryn Wilson, rebounded by Masinge, and LaFaro brings the ball up the court the other way.
LaFaro threads the needle on that pass to Alarcon, who banks it in.
Alarcon with a nice move there to thread it through the 2 defenders and lay it up and in with the left hand.
What a pass by LaFaro. I'm not sure how she split those 2 defenders. Redhawks have it with 12 to shoot. Johnson surveys the floor, now drives left and draws a foul.
Joe, I just feel like Johnson should guard Johnson. They're both wearing number 4 too. It just seems like it should happen.
Number 14, Lizzie LaFaro, her first.
Like I said, Nick, it's Nia Johnson and Kaya Johnson wearing number 4. Red Hawks have it. Got a fresh 20 to shoot following the foul. Wilson bounce pass for Johnson. Pull up, no good. And Johnson has the rebound for Staten Island.
Johnson rebounds the missed shot from Johnson, and then Johnson knocks it away, but Johnson's able to recover. Unbelievable, Joe.
What a sequence. Alarcon out to Johnson. Now Lambert. She'll try another 3, and that's good. Ashley Lambert knocks it down from beyond the arc.
Boom! Another 3-pointer here for Ashley Lambert from way downtown. And she is pumped up, saying, let's go.
Dolphins with a 9-point lead. Their largest of this first quarter. That's Johnson again, deep 2. Couldn't get the bank shot to go there as it rattles out, and CSI has a chance to go up double digits. LaFaro surveys. Now Johnson. Johnson had a lot of room from 3-point range. Lambert sends it out to Alarcon. 10 to shoot. This is LaFaro on the drive. She finds Johnson open on the baseline, but she traveled.
Well, there's a good ball movement there by the Dolphins. I think Johnson thought she was going to get the ball cutting to the basket and kind of surprised her, the pass, and it came so quickly. Esposito will check back into the game, and the next whistle did not get to the scorer's table in time, which is a good laugh with our SIDC, Joe Masha.
I'm glad they can laugh about it as the Red Hawks work it inside once again. This is Kazani underneath, and she traveled. Another turnover for the Red Hawks. Ahead of that possession, both teams had 5 for Roberts Wesleyan, and that makes 6. And now Esposito will get out onto the floor.
Kazani had some words with a referee, and now she will head to the bench as Grace Dow checks back in.
Rough start to the game for the Red Hawks. The Dolphins, after a slow start themselves, have begun to capitalize on the poor Red Hawks shooting and their failure to take care of the basketball. But right there, Masinge is rejected. Now it's a 3-on-2 break for the Red Hawks. That's another deep 2-pointer by Johnson, short. Rebound fought for underneath, and Lambert pulls that one away from Haverlock. Or make that Dow underneath, who had it taken away. As Haverlock is on the bench right now. This is Johnson, bounce pass for Lambert. Lambert to Esposito. She will try a 3, and that's good. Gia Esposito from downtown. And Nick, the Dolphins are heating up from long range.
G-Money knocking down the shot.
And that long ball no good to end the quarter by Neely Primus. So a good first quarter for the Dolphins. They put 16 points up on the board after a very slow start. Their lead after one is 12. Our score heading into break. CSI 16, Roberts Wesleyan College 4.
Hobra, a taco joint, Staten Island, where we're proud to have shared our family-first spirit with people from throughout New York City and the world. With indoor dining available both at the bar and on the floor. Or step outside for additional seating and an outdoor bar. Serving beer that's crisp, ice cold, and worthy of a day at the beach. Cocktails that explode with flavor. And great food made with the freshest and healthiest ingredients available. Events feature food and drink specials. Live music. And the best of Staten Island nightlife. Your CSI Student ID saves you 10% on your dining order at Hobra. Visit us at 412 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
All right, we're back. We are back here in the tank. Dolphins ahead 16-4 as we are about to start the second quarter. It was a really slow start to the game, but Joe, the Dolphins offensively really jumped out here late and were able to take a nice lead.
The Redhawks led this game 2-0. It's been all Dolphins since. The last Redhawks lead was 4-3 as Esposito can't connect on that three-point attempt. Here comes Roberts Wesleyan. This is Haverlock bringing it up the other way, and Johnson quickly commits a foul.
Dolphins foul, number 4, Kaya Johnson.
Kaya Johnson
Team's first.
with the reach-in for her first personal. Also the team's first of the second quarter. Just 15 seconds into quarter number 2. Haverlock guarded by Johnson. Now Johnson swings it into the corner for Neely Primus, defended by Masinge. 12 to shoot. This is Haverlock again. Redhawks not really going anywhere with it right now, just meandering around the perimeter, but Masinge bails out Neely Primus with that foul.
Second foul here for the Dolphins, just 35 seconds into the quarter.
We spoke about it during the pregame, Nick, how important getting to the line has been for many of the Dolphins' wins this year. And they certainly don't want to put the Redhawks on the line with a 12-point lead in this game and allow them to score at the clock stop. But that's great defense by CSI. The rejection leads to a fast break, and Lambert lays it up and in.
Yeah, hopefully we get a nice replay of that one because the rejection went right into Lambert's hand. She takes it to full court and lays it up and in with the left hand.
Mid-range jump shot is good by Neely Primus. So Redhawks finally break what was an extended scoring drought and are back to within 12.
Yeah, Joe, Neely Primus knocks down the 6th point of the game here for the Redhawks. They hadn't scored since about 2 minutes into the game.
And Alarcon can't finish the layup, but off of the offensive rebound, she banks it in with the right.
Well, Joe, it's time to get on that double-double watch already. We mentioned in the pregame at home, Alarcon is always a threat for a double, 6 points already.
And Alarcon spent a lot of that first quarter on the bench, or at least 2 or 3 minutes of it anyway, as she's played just shy of 10 minutes so far. But taking a look at Alarcon's numbers, she already has 6 points and 5 rebounds. So you said it, Nick. We are officially on first half double-double watch for Jenelise Alarcon.
All right, like Bon Jovi said, we're halfway there. So no doubt about it, Alarcon in play for the double-double, as always.
Following another Redhawks giveaway, the Dolphins have a chance to extend what would be their largest lead of the game, and they can't do it right there. That's an air ball from the corner. Here come the Redhawks. They work it around the outside, and that's just over the outstretched arm of LaFaro, but Haverlock can't make her pay as the mid-range pull-up is no good. Here comes Johnson. And the Dolphins nearly turn it over in the same fashion as that pass is knocked out of bounds, and CSI will inbound from the sideline. Well, I mentioned briefly that Redhawks' scoring drought, their last basket ahead of their previous make with 8:49 on the clock here in the second quarter came all the way back with 6:24 on the clock in the first. So they went just shy of 8 minutes without a made basket. 10 to shoot for the Dolphins. This is Alarcon, double teamed underneath, and she draws the foul.
Well, fancy pass there by Esposito to Alarcon. Alarcon drew almost triple coverage there. Draws the foul, and she will head to the free throw line here as the Dolphins are up 14, looking to extend their lead here with 7:19 left in the first half.
What a start for CSI in this game, and I've said it during previous broadcasts, how key it is for this Dolphins team to get off to stronger starts. They've found themselves playing from behind on many occasions this year, and in some cases they have been able to make the comeback and pull off some improbable wins, but I think the coaching staff and this team would much prefer to play from ahead early. 1 of 2 trip to the line for Alarcon. And the Dolphins' lead is 14 points. And that layup underneath, no good by Gazani. Bounce pass to the outside. That's a three-pointer. No good by Wilson. And the poor Redhawks shooting continues as they are really struggling right now.
Well, the ball goes out of bounds there on Neely Primus, and she thought it was out of the Dolphins, but she'll head to the bench now, and Maya Wong will check in the game.
Dolphins lead is 15. As we had a score adjustment, you may have caught it on your screen. That's Lambert again from 3. That time she is short, and Haverlock has the rebound. She looks to push. Cintio uses the screen from Wong and gives it back to Haverlock. Haverlock picks up her dribble and hands off to Wilson. Wilson on the drive, throws up a wild shot. That's not even close. And the Dolphins now have numbers, 5-on-3 if they hurry. Here comes Lambert. Floater off glass is good.
Lambert there, right to the rim, as our PA announcer Andrew lets everybody know, and is able to take advantage of that 5-on-3 break. And the Dolphins here are up 23-6, and the Red Hawks are going to take a timeout.
Dolphins lead is 17 points, 6:11 on the clock in the second quarter. When we come back, Dolphins will look to continue building upon their 17-point lead.
The Kettle Black on Staten Island, a top 5 wing joint in America by Food and Wine magazine. Serving daily lunch and dinner at the bar or on the floor. Perfect for family and group parties with top shelf drink and delicious food. From great times with good friends. Live sports and watch parties. To Staten Island's hottest nightlife. The Kettle Black features live music and DJs weekly. The Kettle Black features daily and nightly food and drink specials. The best Staten Island has to offer is at the Kettle Black. We'll see you there at the Kettle Black, located on 415 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
And welcome back inside the tank on the campus of the College of Staten Island. Joe Foreman and Nick Durst rejoining you from the tank. And the Dolphins with a double-digit first-half lead of nearly 20 points. They are up 17 with 6:11 to play in this first half. But, Nick, I think the story right now is that Roberts Wesleyan College with only 6 points at this point in the game.
Yeah, Joe, it's National Pizza Day, and the Red Hawks have 2 points less than a whole pie of pizza with only 6. So, happy National Pizza Day. The Red Hawks here looking to get into double digits here before the half closes out.
I should have made that known to more of the staff here. Maybe we could have had an order ready for us upon arriving, as Haverlock's 3 is no good. Esposito has the board. She's running the fast break, takes it straight to the rim and banks it in. Gia Esposito with 2 points.
Mamma mia, it's Gia running the floor, taking the contact and knocking in the shot.
All Dolphins right now is seemingly CSI can do no wrong, and right as I say that, they pick up a foul.
Gia ready to run the floor again there, and she kind of smirked on the fouls call because she was ready to take off.
Lambert has 10, Alarcon has 7, Esposito has 5, and Masinghe has 3 for the Dolphins. Neely Primus has 4, and Haverlock has 2 for the Red Hawks, and looks like it will stay that way, but Wong pulls in the offensive rebound, and we have another foul on CSI. And Nick, we said it earlier in the quarter, that's 14 fouls for the Dolphins, and right now, with everything going CSI's way, they don't want to put the Red Hawks into a bonus situation.
That's going to be the best way for the Red Hawks to get back in here. They're having trouble shooting from the floor, so maybe some open attempts from the free throw line will help.
Neely Primus can't connect on the 3, and the Red Hawks have had a lot of good looks. Nothing going down for them right now, as that pass is tipped out of bounds by Roberts Wesleyan, and the Dolphins will once again inbound from the sideline.
Neely Primus had a great look there, so a good job there by Roberts Wesleyan off the inbound. Unfortunately for them, the shot just could not fall.
22 to shoot for CSI. This is Johnson. Now Esposito and Lambert inside to Masinghe. Dolphins find an open Esposito for 3. That's just short off the front rim, but Masinghe has the board. Fresh 20-second shot clock for the Dolphins, as Masinghe is also short on her attempt from the corner. DeCintio to Haverlock. Back up top to DeCintio, now Wong. Wong picks up her dribble and throws it away. Good harassing defense there by the Dolphins, giving Wong nowhere to go with it, though it looked like there was enough room to get that ball to Haverlock, and Wong simply threw it away.
Well, another turnover there. It's been quite a bit, but for the most part, for Roberts Wesleyan, it just has been poor shooting.
3 of 25, 12% in this first half, and CSI on the other side is shooting 42%, as that number will dip just a bit on that Kaya Johnson miss. Haverlock, mid-range pull-up is good. So the Red Hawks have their first basket now in over 4 minutes, but they trail by 17 again. The Dolphins, after going into that last timeout ahead by 17, haven't been able to extend that lead at all. See if the Red Hawks can make them pay, as that's off the fingertips of Alarcon and stolen. Red Hawks heading back up the floor. This is Haverlock to Wong. Wong bounce pass inside, and Gazani kicks it out. Haverlock left wide open for three, and that rattles out. Rebound to Gazani. Bounce pass to Haverlock, and she is fouled. And with that, the Red Hawks will be in the bonus for the final 3:31 of this second quarter.
Well, for head coach Kevin Clifford, he wants his Red Hawks here to capitalize on all attempts from the free throw line here. So as Georgia Haverlock heads to the line, it's going to be crucial for his team here to knock down all of their free throws for the rest of the half.
Mass substitution for the Red Hawks. Wong and Gazani to the bench, and they may have been joined by one more taking a seat, but Haverlock at the line right now, and she cannot connect on the first of a pair.
Johnson back in the game. DeCintio is in the game. Emily Palmer is in the game. And Tony Neely Primus in the game for Roberts Wesleyan.
Haverlock goes 1 of 2 from the line. Bit of a press here from the Red Hawks. Dolphins handle it well. And they will get set in their half-court offense. This is Esposito. Now Alarcon out to Lambert. Good look for Lambert. No good. And that one's knocked toward the perimeter, and Johnson couldn't save it.
So, Joe, I mean, if you told Coach Kevin Clifford that your team is going to only knock down 4 shots in the first half, and you'd only be down by 16 points, I think he'd be kind of stunned that the score would be as close as it is despite the poor shooting.
And there's another turnover, and not only have they shot the ball very poorly in this first half, but the turnovers have been a big problem for the Red Hawks. They've cleaned it up a bit more over these last few minutes, but that last turnover still gives them 9.5, and they need to be better than that as Johnson dribbled it out of bounds. So the Dolphins quickly give a turnover right back, and another chance for the Red Hawks at the offensive end of the floor.
Dolphins here, Joe, I mean, they're up big, but you can make the argument they should be up a lot more.
Certainly could. As that shot by Haverlock, off back iron, up and in.
Haverlock, more like Haverluck there with the big lucky bounce that ends up dropping in.
And if you would have said just a few minutes ago that it was feasible the Red Hawks could go into the break within 10, I'm not sure where any of us would have expected them to get that offense from, but right now they trail by just 14. Big possession here for the Dolphins, and Esposito does not get the friendly roll. Rebound to Haverlock. Masinge is down. 5-on-4 right now for Roberts Wesleyan, but a miscommunication there allows Masinge to get back. And banking that shot in is Tony Neely Primus. Timeout Dolphins, and just like that, Nick, it's a 12-point game.
Well, Joe, great job here by Kevin Clifford's squad. As he called a timeout before, and since then they've done a tremendous job. And They spread it out, but Georgia Haverlock has led the way here with the free throw and the big 2-pointer with the lucky bounce in.
And we will head to break with the Dolphins leading by 12. 2 minutes to play in the first half. More NCAA Division II women's basketball coming up right here on the ECC Network.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can. And then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we...
And we are back from the tank. Dolphins' lead has been trimmed down to 12 points. CSI in this game led by as many as 19. And they nearly throw that pass away. This is Lambert with 15 to shoot. She finds an open Esposito for 3, and that's a big shot by Gia Esposito.
We all got bills we got to pay, but G-Money is knocking down the threes all day.
That was a much-needed basket for the Dolphins, who break the momentum that the Redhawks had for at least a moment, and Haverlock draws a foul on that drive, so she will head right back to the free throw line.
Big three there by Gia Esposito. As you mentioned before the break, the Redhawks were creeping back into it and could have potentially only found themselves down 10.
Haverlock to the line for 2 more. Was 1 of 2 on her last trip to the line. She's one of only 2 players who have scored a point for the Redhawks in this first half. The other being Tony Neely-Primus. Second free throw by Haverlock is good. She's now 3 of 4 from the line with 9 points.
And she will head to the bench as Danielle DeCinthio checks back in.
1:20 remaining in the first half. CSI's lead is 13 points. Esposito uses the Alarcon screen. She finds LaFaro open in the corner for 3. That's short and rebounded by Wilson. Redhawks work it around the perimeter. 20 to shoot. DeCinthio wants some movement from her teammates, and she gives it up to Palmer, who kicks out, but not before she traveled. So Palmer commits what I believe is the 10th Redhawks turnover. It is. And this sloppy play simply cannot continue for Roberts Wesleyan in the second half if they want to continue the climb all the way back.
Dolphins here can go 2 for 1 if they choose to do so.
And they have plenty of time to do it if they'd like. This is Johnson, as time is running out on that 2 for 1 chance. And Alarcon finds Johnson open on the baseline, but her jumper is short. Wilson heading back the other way, and 2 Dolphins swarming, and they force another Redhawks turnover. That's 11, and the Dolphins will get the last shot of the half if they want it.
We'll see if they hold it here or if they just find the open shooter. Johnson, Esposito, Lambert, Alarcon, and LaFaro on the floor here to close things out for the Dolphins.
Esposito finds Lambert in the corner. She's double. Gia looks to drive to her right. Floats one up and in. Gia Esposito capping off what has been a tremendous offensive first half for her. And once again, Roberts Wesleyan throws the ball away. And
can Dolphins get a shot up here, Joe, in 0.9 seconds? Esposito's going to heave it probably.
They certainly can, and I don't think Gia will be shy about throwing it up, and I'd be wrong, as she is content to dribble out the final 9/10 of a second, and the Dolphins will take a 15-point lead into the break. Our score at the half, CSI 30, Roberts Wesleyan College 15. When we come back, more NCAA Division II women's basketball right here on the ECC Network.
Hobra, a taco joint, Staten Island, where we're proud to have shared our family-first spirit with people from throughout New York City and the world. With indoor dining available both at the bar and on the floor. Or step outside for additional seating and an outdoor bar. Serving beer that's crisp, ice cold, and worthy of a day at the beach. Cocktails that explode with flavor. And great food made with the freshest and healthiest ingredients available. Events feature food and drink specials. Live music. And the best of Staten Island nightlife. Your CSI Student ID saves you 10% on your dining order at Hobra. Visit us at 412 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
When your car is damaged, where you take it is your decision. But insurance companies would like you to think otherwise. While they may have a lot of pull, it may not always be in the best interest of your car. Your car will be fixed right and on time. What insurance company can argue with that?
Call Dependable Auto Body at 718-447-4898.
Hi, Meals on Wheels.
I'm Marco. I'm a college student, and I volunteer as a driver for Meals on Wheels.
I think it's awesome meeting these people. I mean, they're so interesting. They've had so many wonderful experiences in life. Your community helps to raise you up into the person that you become. Meals on Wheels is a great way to give back to that community.
Hobra, a taco joint, Staten Island, where we're proud to have shared our family-first spirit with people from throughout New York City and the world. With indoor dining available both at the bar and on the floor. Or step outside for additional seating and an outdoor bar. Serving beer that's crisp, ice cold, and worthy of a day at the beach. Cocktails that explode with flavor. And great food made with the freshest and healthiest ingredients available. Events feature food and drink specials. Live music. And the best of Staten Island nightlife. Your CSI Student ID saves you 10% on your dining order at Hobra. Visit us at 412 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back. When you want to talk, I'm here.
The Kettle Black on Staten Island, a top 5 wing joint in America by Food and Wine magazine. Serving daily lunch and dinner at the bar or on the floor. Perfect for family and group parties with top shelf drink and delicious food. From great times with good friends. Live sports and watch parties. To Staten Island's hottest nightlife. The Kettle Black features live music and DJs weekly. The Kettle Black features daily and nightly food and drink specials. The best Staten Island has to offer is at the Kettle Black. We'll see you there at the Kettle Black, located on 415 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
And we're back here on CSI Sportsnet. Joe Foreman rejoining you alongside Nick Durst. And the Dolphins' lead is 15 points as we get set to start the third quarter. And Nick, after the Redhawks led in this game 4-3, it was all Dolphins. The Redhawks went about 8 minutes without a made field goal between the 6.5-minute mark of the first quarter and the 8.5-minute mark of the second quarter. But the Redhawks looked poised to close out the first half on a nice run before the Dolphins really did a good job regaining their composure and shutting the door.
Yeah, some big shots there at the end by G. Esposito, who has 10 points. But overall, here's the story, Joe, because believe it or not, Roberts Wesleyan out-rebounded the Dolphins in the first half, 22-21. But they only shot 20.7% from the field, 6 for 29, while the Dolphins, they weren't extremely that great from the field either, but they were 12-31 and 38.7%. And overall, they could be up more, but Lambert and Esposito led the way in the first half with 7 points each. Alarcon had 7 points to go along with 5 rebounds.
Well, I spoke about it several times, the turnover woes for the Redhawks, but another area that was a big difference between these two teams in the first half, three-point shooting, 0 of 8 for the Redhawks, 4 of 14 for the Dolphins. So CSI didn't shoot it particularly well from downtown, but connecting on 4 of those threes, they've built a 15-point lead, and we'll look to add to that lead right here as Esposito kicks out off the drive and finds LaFaro, who swings it to Lambert. Back to LaFaro. She will try a 3, and that rattles out. Rebound to Haverlock.
So the Dolphins up 15 here. But all it takes is one run, and the Redhawks could be back in this.
And that block by Johnson is ruled a shooting foul. So Johnson thought she had a clean block. The official thought otherwise, and 2 shots coming up for the Redhawks.
From here, it looked like it was ball, but I think on the second attempt, that's where the foul may have came into play.
I think you're right, Nick, as initially I think it was a clean block, but either way, Gazani heads to the line for 2 shots, and she can't hit the first. Redhawks are still looking for their third scorer in this game. 2 players have combined for the 15 points, and Gazani finally gets on the board with her first point of the night.
Absolutely, Joe. She gets her first point there, and they need her to be able to control things down low and start scoring some more if they want to come back in this one.
Esposito out to Alarcon, and that's an air ball. So Dolphins, a bit of a shaky start to the second half. This is Haverlock back to the basket. Good defense by LaFaro, who then commits the foul as she dove to the floor. Not sure she had a path to the ball there. And once again, it's 2 quick fouls on CSI to open a quarter.
Same story as the last quarter. And ultimately, that's how the The Red Hawks were able to score some points.
And the Red Hawks now have the first 3 points of the quarter as Gazani finishes underneath. Lead for the Dolphins back to 12 points. This is Esposito with it. Well beyond the arc. 20 to shoot for CSI. Lambert wanted the entry pass. Instead, gives it to Masinge on the perimeter as that's almost knocked away from LaFaro, who drives, and we have a foul in close.
That ball is going, and stopped by the new head cheerleading coach, Joe, of the Dolphins.
Inbound upcoming from the baseline. And that jump shot is short by Alarcon, and the ball is knocked out to her. A second chance for the Dolphins. Work it around the perimeter, and LaFaro can't connect on the three, but it'll be a third opportunity for CSI. Alarcon thought about a three, and she traveled. Well, the cheerleaders have become, as you mentioned, of course, new cheerleading head coach, Tiffany Galbo, but the cheerleaders have become a fixture here at the Tank the last month or so,
right,
after they were absent for the early portion of the season. Neely Primus couldn't get the left-handed bank shot to go. The Dolphins looking to push, and Alarcon travels again.
Back-to-back possessions there with the turnover by Alarcon.
Red Hawks with 13 turnovers. That turnover by CSI was their 9th. So the Dolphins have done a pretty good job taking care of the basketball so far. Most of those turnovers came in the first quarter, as the three-pointer is no good and rebounded by Esposito. She finds Lambert, jab step, dribbles to her right and kicks out for LaFaro. Dolphins work it around, and ball finds Masinge, and that bounce pass was kicked by Gazani in the center of the lane. .20 on the shot clock for the Dolphins. 6:52 on the clock here in the third quarter. Masinge up to LaFaro. Now Esposito will try another three, and she knew that was off from the moment she let it go, and the rebound goes to Wilson. Wilson defended by Lambert. Now DeCintio and Haverlock from Neely Primus, and Haverlock will try the step back, and that is short. Rebound goes to Alarcon. Another miscommunication there as Alarcon and Lambert converged on the ball, and that prompts Nicole Sarcone to call timeout. So with that, we'll take a quick break. The Dolphins' lead is back down to 12 points with 6:20 on the clock.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision, our heart, our drive, to achieve every goal we aim for, because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division II, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
And we're back here on the ECC Network. Dolphins lead back down to 12 points after they took a 15-point lead into the halftime locker room. For the Dolphins, they are also still in search of their first basket here in this third quarter, and Esposito cannot give it to them as her three-pointer is off, and it ricochets out of bounds. Possession to Roberts Wesleyan, and the Redhawks can now pull back to within 10 points.
Joe, the Dolphins just have not been able to pull away.
With a three, the Redhawks would be back to within single digits, but they work it inside to Gazani, and looked like Alarcon got a piece of that one, but it's rebounded by Neely Primus. She finds a wide-open Haverlock who knocks down the short jumper, and we have a 10-point game.
Well, Joe, that big 17-point lead the Dolphins had earlier is gone, and this is a whole new game.
The Redhawks had an extensive offensive drought in the first half. The Dolphins right now have gone nearly 5 minutes without a basket here in the second. And LaFaro will try and bring an end to that, and she does as she knocks down the three.
Lizzie LaFaro with the three. Dolphins now up 13 again.
And at the other end, that is Wilson with the answer from the left corner.
Wilson says, give me that ball. I'm going to knock down a three of my own, and now it's a 10-point game again.
Wilson on the board for the first time. LaFaro tries to answer right back, and she does.
LaFaro says, how about another one? Here it is. Another three back-to-back. And LaFaro is heating up.
3 straight threes between the two teams. Lizzie LaFaro with a pair, and Taryn Wilson at the other end had a three, but right there, Gazani once again works it underneath and is able to get the roll.
She's feeling Gazani now as she's found her shot here in the second half.
LaFaro will make it a third straight three-point attempt, and the miss is rebounded by Alarcon as LaFaro thought that one was going down, but Alarcon earns the Dolphins another opportunity.
Redhawks foul number 25, Demetra.
We will find out whether or not that was a shooting foul on the other side of this break. Tough to tell from here, but we have a media timeout with 4:15 on the clock in the third quarter. Dolphins lead the Redhawks by 11.
Car is damaged? Where you take it is your decision. But insurance companies would like you to think otherwise. While they may have a lot of pull, it may not always be in the best interest of your car. Your car will be fixed right and on time. What insurance company can argue with that?
Call Dependable Auto Body at 718-447-4898.
The Kettle Black on Staten Island, a top 5 wing joint in America by Food and Wine magazine. Serving daily lunch and dinner at the bar or on the floor. Perfect for family and group parties with top shelf drink and delicious food.
And we're back on the ECC network. Dolphins lead by 11 points with 4:15 on the clock here in the third quarter as they attempt to fend off a comeback attempt by Roberts Wesleyan College. The Redhawks trailed in this game by as many as 19 points, but showed good resilience at the end of the first half, battled their way back. But the Dolphins did enter halftime ahead by 15 and now lead by 11 as Esposito is rejected inside. That was Grace Dow who got a hand on that shot, and Masinge travels. So the Dolphins turn it over out of the timeout, and the Redhawks now have a chance to pull back to within single digits with a basket.
First time they would be back within single digits since the first quarter.
Johnson out to DeCintio, and back to Johnson. This is Dow who is double teamed. The ball is knocked away and stolen by LaFaro. LaFaro, good pass up ahead to Lambert, and she finishes the layup.
Great pass there, and Lambert is able to finish.
LaFaro certainly a break starter as Wilson makes it 2 straight three-pointers in 2 tries, and that silences the Dolphins contingent in this crowd very quickly.
Wilson has been here as of late to silence the crowd with the big shot after the Dolphins' big shot.
And another Dolphins travel is called, this time against Jennalise Alarcon. And turnovers quickly becoming an issue for CSI in this third quarter. The turnover tally for the Dolphins up to 11. Redhawks trying to pull back to within 10 here. I should say inside of 10 points. As their deficit right now is 10, and that one rattles out. 3-point attempt by DeCintio, no good, and here come the Dolphins. Esposito pulls it back out. 20 on the shot clock. She gets a screen from Alarcon. Takes it inside and throws one up off the base of the backboard, and it bounces down onto the baseline. So Esposito with another out-of-control shot attempt, and she struggled here in this third quarter.
Yeah, her shots have not been falling here, unfortunately for her. Had that strong closeout to the first half, but still only 10 points, no points here in the second half for her.
Gia now shooting 4 of 13 in the game, as that three-pointer is not a 3, it is a 2, as Johnson had a foot on the line. So I believe the deficit right now should be 8, not 7. We'll get that corrected, I'm sure, in just a moment. As LaFaro drives but does not finish. And she believed she was fouled.
Coach Sarcone thought the same, told the ref, and she's going to be teed up.
And we have the wrong score up on the scoreboard right now. They'll have to get that fixed. I believe the correct score should be 38-30, and that's taken care of. So the officials are conversing right now, and we might have a review coming up here, Nick. We were informed that reviews are indeed now a part of the college game. We were not aware that coaches could initiate reviews.
Well, I'm not going to get one because it looks like they're just going to go proceed with the technical foul, it seems like. And
well, the technical stands no matter what. They can still review a potential foul, I believe. And it's 2 shots on the technical as well. So
I would think once the shot happens, you can't review it because the play has resumed.
Perhaps, but we will see, as both teams right now have been sent back to their respective benches. That's not typical of this kind of situation. They are going to review it. So here they come.
Do we have it ready?
We do.
So.
We do.
No review, Joe. Ball on, but we can maybe take a look.
Well, we should take a look since we have a moment.
So no foul is going to be called there. And Roberts Wesleyan will inbound after they made both of the technical fouls. It's only 38-32 now. So good job by the Redhawks to come back. And this ball here is into the corner. And it'll be a travel on DeCintio.
So following those 2 technical free throws, the Dolphins lead trimmed down to 6 points. But you said it, Nick, traveling called against Roberts Wesleyan. That's a big break for the Dolphins, who have been really having some issues with turnovers in this third quarter. They get one from the Redhawks, and now Masinge will try a 3, and she buries it from the right corner. Another timely 3-pointer for the Dolphins.
Redhawks thinking they're going to take the lead here. No, not today. Noemi Masinge for 3 in the corner.
We have another foul whistled against the Dolphins underneath.
Dolphins foul number 13, Jennalise Alarcon, her second, team's third.
The foul on Alarcon. That's her second and the team's third.
Well, Joe, huge 3 by Masinge to keep the Dolphins ahead here. But on the other end here, Redhawks back to the free throw line. First shot missed, but 3 fouls for the Dolphins here. They had 2 in the first minute, so overall I did a good job there of not going into the penalty here in this quarter.
Neither team has been to the free throw line much in this game, as we have a foul committed on the chase for the rebound. So the Dolphins will inbound from the baseline, and with that last miss, the Redhawks are now 6 of 10 from the stripe. The Dolphins 2 of 4. So CSI only 4 free throw attempts in this game. That's a remarkably low number late in the third quarter, as we have a kicked ball on the attempted pass by Esposito.
Gisani, off the missed free throws, kicks the ball. And the Dolphins will inbound it here.
Lambert finds Masinghe. Now Alarcon over to Esposito, 20 to shoot. LaFaro left open again from 3, and she can't connect, but Masinghe grabs the offensive rebound. 20 to shoot now for the Dolphins. Esposito will try from the corner, and she buries it from the right corner. So Masinghe and Esposito both connecting from that right corner, and that's another big shot for the Dolphins, who now lead by 12.
Joe, that's straight cash right there from G-Money.
Gisani couldn't finish, and possession will belong to the Dolphins. So CSI had seen their lead trimmed all the way down to 6 points from 19. They now lead by 12 and a chance with a 3 to match their halftime lead at 15 points. Lambert looks to drive, and she lost it, but possession will stay with CSI.
17 seconds here to shoot, 28.4 on the clock. Dolphins up 44-32 in the third quarter.
Masinghe off the inbound from Lambert, attempts the drive and is fouled, so Noemia will head to the free throw line for 2 shots.
Good job there by Lambert on that inbound pass to find the open Masinghe. Masinghe gets fouled and she will head to the line. And she's had some big shots here this quarter, and now some big free throw attempts coming.
CSI's lead appeared to potentially be in jeopardy as the Red Hawks got as close as 6, but the Dolphins responding in a big way. A pair of 3-pointers, one by Masinghe, one by Esposito, and now Masinghe at the line hits the first of a pair, and just like that, CSI's lead is back to 13 points. Second from Masinghe rattles out. So the Red Hawks have the last shot of the quarter if they want it. 20 seconds to play here in the third. Wilson drives baseline. Floater, no good. And DeCintio grabs it along the baseline. 10 seconds remaining in the quarter. That's Neely Primus too long on the short jumper. 5 seconds on the clock. Esposito has it deflect off of her outstretched hand, and that will do it for the third. The Dolphins lead by 13 after 3, and with 10 minutes left to play, the College of Staten Island will take a 45-32 lead into the fourth quarter.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor. It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
And we're back with 10 minutes on the clock remaining in this game as it is the start of the fourth quarter from the College of Staten Island. The Dolphins lead the Red Hawks by 13 points, and CSI will possess it first to open up the final frame. And Lambert left wide open for 3, but that rolls off the rim, no good. And if the Dolphins had connected on that 3, the lead would have been all the way back to 16 points. And just that much steeper of a hill to climb for Roberts Wesleyan College.
Dolphins cannot play conservatively here and sit in the lead. They must be the aggressor.
Cintio can't connect from three-point range, and a foul is committed underneath by the Redhawks. I believe it was Neely Primus called for the foul.
Redhawks foul number 23, Tony Neely Primus.
And it was, so she picks up her second. That's the team's first. Esposito brings it up for CSI. This is Lambert. Looking for Alarcon. She has her on the block. Gets it right back. Floater. No good. And rebounded by Neely Primus. This is Wilson defended by Masinge. Spins to her left and kicks out to Haverlock. Gazani, kick out. Wilson thought about a three and gives it back to Gazani. Gazani back out to Wilson, who's left wide open for three, and she connects from the corner. So Taryn Wilson makes it a 10-point game again.
Wilson with a big shot, now tied for the team lead with 11 points, along with Georgia Haverlock.
Wilson has hit 3 3-pointers since the halftime break. As you said, Nick, she has 11 points to go along with 7 rebounds. A pair of assists as well, so Wilson has really come alive in the second half as LaFaro was looking for Lambert, and that pass is stolen by Neely Primus. Here comes DeCintio. She flips it to Wilson. Open three-pointer is good. And Taryn Wilson has hit back-to-back threes to make it a 7-point game.
Wilson with 6 big points right there. 14 points now. Dolphins only up by 6. Great job here by the Redhawks and Wilson.
And I don't know about that whistle, Nick. Haverlock didn't appear to do anything there.
Do you think the Phantom of the Flopro is out there?
Phantom of the Flopro. I like that, Nick.
Dun, 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 dun.
Now we need some audio clips to splice in over our commentary. It'd be perfect as the Dolphins have turned it over. Here comes Wilson with Haverlock 2-on-1. Esposito nearly took it away, and jump ball is the call. Possession arrow favors the Redhawks. So a break there for Roberts Wesleyan. Wilson wants it off the inbound, and the Redhawks turn it over. Dolphins have numbers. LaFaro from Masinge, and she lays it in. 10-point game. 9-point game.
Big shot there by LaFaro. And you can feel the intensity picking up in the building here.
Dolphins lead is 9. Haverlock doesn't get the roll, but Gazani had the rebound, and it was taken away. Johnson pushing it across center court. And she'll pull it back out with 22 on the shot clock. Lambert thought about a three. This is Masinge left open in the corner, and that one no good. Here comes DeCintio. DeCintio for Wilson. Wilson with the head fake, bounce pass to Gazani. Gazani draws the foul, and Masinge picks up the personal.
That was close, Joe. To me, kind of looked like Gazani almost just lost control of the ball, but nevertheless, she will head to the free throw line here.
Gazani heads to the line for 2 shots, and every free throw is crucial down the stretch for the Redhawks, as that make pulls them back to within 8 points. The closest Roberts Wesleyan has gotten in the second half is 6. Their deficit is now 7. Just inside of 7 minutes to play in the game. Johnson gets a screen from Alarcon. Now Lambert. Bounce pass for Alarcon, right block. And Jenna Lease is called for what I believe is her 3rd or 4th travel of the game.
Redhawks now have this chance to make this a 5 or 4-point game, Joe. Can you believe it?
Alarcon has 6 turnovers. She hasn't scored in quite some time. If I'm not mistaken, She had 7 points and 5 rebounds in the second quarter.
Yes.
And right there, Gazani easily finishes around Genelise, and we have a 5-point game. LaFaro to Lambert. Lambert for LaFaro. LaFaro drives, and she draws the foul.
LaFaro heading to the free throw line with 2 big free throws, and that is the Red Hawks' 4th foul of the quarter.
6:13 remaining in the game, so that foul tally could prove to be a deciding factor down the stretch in this game, as the Dolphins will look to build upon a 5-point lead here. LaFaro to the line for 2 shots, and the first is good. LaFaro on the season, only a 66% free throw shooter. The Dolphins as a team shoot 63% from the line, but LaFaro goes 2 of 2 right there, and the Dolphins lead is back to 7.
2 big free throws there.
6 minutes to go. Wilson tries another 3. No good, but Gazani has the rebound, and she puts it back up and in.
Gazani flexing some muscle there, able to get the rebound and put it back up and in, using all of her height to her advantage here now.
Gazani beginning to come alive in this fourth quarter as Johnson draws a foul. And the Dolphins will now be in the bonus the rest of the way with 5:42 on the clock. 2 shots from the line coming up for Johnson.
Joe, I think the Dolphins' strategy here on offense for the rest of the game should just be to take it to the basket and see what happens.
I can't argue with that game plan, Nick, as the Dolphins, as I said during the third, haven't gotten to the line much in this game, but are beginning to change that here in the fourth quarter, and no better time to do that, as they've made the most of their last 3 chances, hitting them all. 2 of 2 trip for LaFaro, and now Johnson looks to make it 2 of 2. And she does. So the Dolphins back ahead by 7 once again, maintaining their distance from the line.
You have to wonder, Joe, if Gazani continues to impact the game with her rebounding and putbacks, as we see the shot here.
Wilson can't connect, and LaFaro able to bring it in. So here comes Lizzie and the Dolphins.
Just to finish my point, I wonder if we'll see Brianna Moore at all to come in to kind of equalize that height, as she has now checked in, and Christina Arvello has not checked into the game either today.
I saw Arvello on the stationary bike, so I don't see her coming in, as Lambert connects on another 3-pointer. Ashley Lambert puts the Dolphins back in front by double digits with her 3rd 3-pointer of the game.
Well, we had some confusion here as if there was going to be an immediate timeout or not, but it looks like the Dolphins are going to have the ball here. Was there a foul on the inbound, Joe?
It had to be an inbounds violation because there was no Dolphin on that end of the floor. So what I would guess is that perhaps the inbounding player made an illegal motion with the ball ahead of an inbound.
Media timeout.
Well, the officials conferred, and the ruling is media timeout. Now, I don't know if it will be Dolphins ball when we come back, but we will see as CSI leads by 10 points and even 5 minutes on the clock in the fourth quarter.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student-athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student-athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student-athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor. It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game. If I lose,
And we're back from the tank. Dolphins lead is 10 points. Now, ahead of our last break, it appeared that we had an inbounds violation called against Roberts Wesleyan. That was not confirmed to us by the officials or by public address, though it appears that was the case. As CSI has been awarded possession, they will inbound from the baseline. 54-44 our score as the clock ticks down inside of 5 minutes to play.
Well, if the Dolphins could score here, they'll be able to capitalize on the first of what could be many free throws here now that the Red Hawks are in the penalty.
Red Hawks foul number 4, Nia Johnson, her third personal.
The Red Hawks have put themselves in a really tough spot down the stretch in this game, trailing by double digits and putting the Dolphins into a bonus situation, and CSI has made the very most of all of their free throw attempts so far in this quarter, as they've now hit 6 straight from the line. They're just making it far too easy for the Dolphins to put points up on the board, and Kazani's fouled underneath, but for CSI, that's only their second team foul.
Dolphins, no worries at this point about the fouls.
Team second.
So, Joe, earlier on in the game, we thought the Dolphins only had a 7-person bench, but only a 7-person team for today with a 2-person bench. But only 7 people have played for the Dolphins, and Gabby Gazemar only played for about a minute. So, a very small rotation here with just 6 people for the most part.
And Kaya Johnson buries the mid-range shot. That puts the Dolphins ahead 14. And that just might be the dagger as CSI capitalizes on the stop. Redhawks threw up an air ball, and the Dolphins come right back down to the other end of the floor and connect on the mid-range jumper. So we'll take a quick break with CSI ahead, 58-44, 4:23 on the clock in the fourth quarter.
You can stop to make sure someone is okay. Get in the way and disrupt the situation.
Notify an authority.
Or walk them home safely.
We can change the language around rape.
We can make campuses safer for our teammates, our friends, and our classmates.
We cannot be bystanders.
Taking action isn't always easy, but it's on us
to intervene.
Because we can. Learn more and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
.423 to go in the fourth quarter from the College of Staten Island. CSI leading Roberts Wesleyan College 58-44. The Redhawks led way back in the first quarter 4-3, but the Dolphins have maintained a pretty firm grip on this one since. The Redhawks got to as close as 6, but they have another turnover on this possession at the offensive end. Gazani called for traveling. Make that 5. The smallest of the Dolphin leads in the second half, but CSI immediately responded to seeing that lead cut down to 5 and are back out in front by 14. Make it 16 as Johnson drives the baseline and finishes off glass.
Big shot there by Johnson.
Johnson with 4 straight points. She now has 6. Time running out on the Redhawks. They need points, and they need them quickly. Wilson left open, and she can't connect from three-point range. Rebound to LaFaro, and with 3:30 on the clock and the Dolphins leading by 16, CSI in a really good position to close this game out.
Dolphins can taste victory now, and we'll see if they decide to use all the clock here before putting up a shot.
Story in this game will be the shooting of the Redhawks, as they shot under 29% from the floor to this point in the game anyway, as Haverlock off the turnover looks to push it. DeCintio to Wilson. That's Dow, double team. She finds Haverlock, who looks to drive baseline and was fouled on the pull-up, so Haverlock heads to the line for 2 shots.
Dolphins foul number 4, Kaya Johnson.
The Dolphins in this game
Third.
shot 39% from the field, or again, have done so to this point. Currently shooting 32% from downtown. So CSI performing right around their numbers on the season from 3-point range, but have shot it better from the floor, and tonight it was good enough, or at least it appears as if it will be so with 2:48 on the clock. CSI averages 57 points per game. They've already surpassed that number, sitting at 60 with 2:48 remaining. Brianna Williams checks in for the Redhawks. So it looks like Roberts Wesleyan might be in the process of beginning to empty the bench, perhaps offense for defense here, as Gazani checked out. Johnson to Lambert, 20 on the shot clock. Handoff to LaFaro. She gets a screen from Alarcon, looked to cross over left, almost had it knocked away. That sets up an open Lambert, and she rattles in a 3. And Nick, I have a feeling that Ashley Lambert will be talking to us post-game.
Well, we should start calling her Cashley Lambert because she has been money tonight.
She sure has, as Ashley Lambert continues to shoot it extremely well for the Dolphins from 3-point range. She's 4 of 9 from downtown tonight. She has 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists in today's game. She has done it all for CSI. We have a delay of game against the Redhawks for reaching over the baseline on the inbound pass, so Dolphins will throw it in again. CSI could match or perhaps surpass their largest lead of the game with a basket here. That last 3 gave Lambert 20 points in the game. And we have a foul against the Redhawks, and that's more free throws for CSI.
Tony Neely-Primus, her 4th personal foul.
Johnson will head to the free throw line here.
Ashley Lambert with 20, as I just mentioned, is only 1 point shy of a season high in scoring. She had 21 back on January 19th against UDC. One more from the line for Johnson, who missed the first, and she goes 1 of 2. And the Redhawks are indeed going offense for defense when they can, and they do so here with 2 minutes to play. There's Wilson on the pull-up, wide open, and she connects from mid-range. Press from the Redhawks again, and Johnson came awfully close to reaching over the baseline a second time as she swatted that inbounds pass away and into the tunnel. Lambert for Alarcon on the inbound. Redhawks swarming, and they force the turnover. Haverlock is fouled. That is only the 4th team foul for the Dolphins. They had 1 left to give.
Dolphins foul number 2, Ashley Lambert, her 1st, team's 4th.
Gazani is stifled underneath, but it's knocked out by the Dolphins, so possession will stay right here. Wilson, top to Johnson, jab step, half spin. Gazani deep 2, off back iron and swatted out of bounds by the Dolphins. So possession remains with the Redhawks, 20 on the shot clock. Cintio will check back in for Johnson.
You would think once the Dolphins get the ball back, the Redhawks would start fouling, and they are making substitutions here to win the game still, so they're not conceding or waving the white flag just yet.
Wilson thought about a three. This is Haverlock over LaFaro. Tough shot. And Lizzie grabs the rebound. She has Lambert. This is for the career high, and she can't pull it in. Lambert had an easy two in front of her, but couldn't corral the pass as Wilson can't connect from downtown, and Johnson is fouled. So
she knows it too, Joe. You can see her face right now. She wanted that career high.
You have to ask if she knew it. You have to ask, as I think we're going to get a chance in just a couple of minutes.
What was the career high?
It's 21.
21.
Redhawks committed to playing this one out until the final buzzer. As they've continued to put the pressure on the Dolphins, they've made offense for defense substitutions at both ends of the floor. But this one has been out of reach for the last several minutes, and Johnson has a chance to give CSI what would be their largest lead of the game on the second free throw upcoming. A good second half for Johnson in this game. As that free throw rattles out, and Masinge down to the floor, could not get it to Johnson. Rebound belongs to the Redhawks. This could be their last possession of the game. They may get one more. Johnson jab steps, crosses over left, looks to take it inside, and the layup is no good. Alarcon to the floor, and she will head to the free throw line.
Another rebound for Alarcon, but like you said, it was very surprising. She's only had 7 points. She had 7 points early on in this game.
7 points, 10 rebounds, 6 turnovers, and 3 blocks for Jenelise Alarcon. So certainly an impactful presence out on the floor. Not as much scoring as we typically see from Jenelise, but the Dolphins did not need it today. With the way that the Redhawks have been fouling in the closing minutes, I'm not sure you can write off the possibility of an Alarcon double-double. We'll see.
Or a Lambert career high.
You're right. And we have a foul, so Redhawks are heading back to the free throw line.
So the Dolphins will get the ball back, and we'll see if the Redhawks decide to foul.
Dolphins foul number 3, Noemi Masinge.
Well, we hope nobody is gambling on our collegiate events here, but speaking from experience last night, these last possessions might just mean something to somebody watching at home. You simply never know, and to the players out there on the floor, maybe they are aware of their career highs and the opportunity to surpass that, but let's just say that every possession in last night's Knick game mattered very much to me, and I'm sure many New Yorkers who can now legally place their bets on sports.
Well, Joe, I think your first problem is you're watching the Knicks. I mean, they are atrocious. They have no shot. But we'll see what they do with the trade deadline tomorrow.
Dolphins get the inbound in quickly. Lambert back to Johnson. I doubt the Redhawks will foul. They keep up the pressure,
Dolphins are going to have to shoot, though. So we'll see. We'll see if Lambert has the ball and takes the shot, or Alarcon.
Up 17. I'm not certain they shoot, but we'll see. The bench may tell them just to hold it. Dolphins have 5 seconds to get a shot up. This is Esposito. She finds Johnson, and that's not close. So, shot clock violation.
Knew they were going to hit the shot there, but a little late there. But that's going to do it here, Joe. The Dolphins will win. They led the whole way, and they come away with a victory. 66-49, or 51, or 52.
5 seconds remaining. Haverlock has her pass knocked away, and Lambert and Johnson with the defensive effort there to close things out for CSI as Johnson kept it in bounds, and I suspect that Ashley Lambert will be heading over here for a post-game interview. So
we'll see if the ACC of the ECC, the Athletic Communications Connection or Contact, will send over Ashley Lambert, who was definitely the player of the game.
She sure was, as Ashley had 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists.
Here she comes.
She shot 4 of 9 from beyond the arc, and Lambert will join us here on CSI Sportsnet at the conclusion of this game. So, Ashley, thanks for coming over. Congratulations on the win.
Thank
Your
you so
second
much.
20-point effort of the season, 4 of 9 from downtown. How big of a part of this team's offense is the three-point shot?
It's what we want in our offense. That's our goal. We're a 3 and key team. When we're knocking down our threes, it helps our momentum a lot.
Ashley, should we start calling you Cashley because you were straight money from the field tonight?
Cash, I would love that.
So it looked like you might have been aware that you were 1 point away from your career high.
Right.
How badly did you want that?
So bad. I was hoping they'd foul me one more time so I could get to the free throw line.
So Nick and I were talking about that. We weren't sure if you were aware. He was certain you were, and you definitely were.
Of course I was. I look up every now and then at the scoreboard.
Thanks for being honest with us about that. But you also had 5 rebounds and 5 assists. How do you view your role in this offense as a facilitator?
That's crazy because I didn't even notice I had 5 assists. That's amazing to me. When we have our assist up, when we're helping each other score, it's a lot easier for us to be in these games and get good wins.
Ashley, what better way to celebrate a birthday than with a big victory at home?
Thank you so much. I'm loving it. It's a great present.
Well, Nick is well tuned into the social media. Me, not as much, to be honest. But, Ashley, thank you for coming over. It's been great talking to you.
Absolutely. I appreciate you guys.
Congratulations on the win.
Thank you so much.
Ashley Lambert joining us on CSI Sportsnet at the conclusion of another Dolphins home win. That's 2 straight here at the Tank for the College of Staten Island, and they open tonight's East Coast Conference doubleheader with a CSI win. The Dolphins will look to make it 2 for 2 when the men take the court in approximately 25 minutes. Coming up next, the back half of tonight's East Coast Conference doubleheader. The CSI men take on the men of Roberts Wesleyan College. Until then, this has been Joe Foreman alongside Nick Durst on the call. Be sure to join us right back here on the ECC Network for men's basketball in approximately 20 minutes.